Let's talk about the impact this letter to Congress 11 days before the election had on the results. 2 days before the election, you issued that statement saying there was no there, basically.
Well, no, saying that our conclusion had not changed.
Okay.
There was plenty of new there.
But your conclusion had not changed.
Correct.
Nate Silver, the highly respected polling guru, wrote, Hillary Clinton would probably be president if FBI Director James Comey had not sent a letter to Congress on October 28th. He goes on to say the letter, quote, upended the news cycle and soon halved Clinton's lead in the polls, imperiling her position in the Electoral College. Now, while Nate says that there were other factors at play, he also wrote, quote, because Clinton lost Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin by less than 1 point, the letter was probably enough to change the outcome of the Electoral College. I know you talked about that briefly a few minutes ago, but that must be a tremendously heavy burden for you. Do you feel responsible for the election of Donald Trump and the current State of the Union?
I hope these answers don't sound contradictory. I don't, but I also, it is a heavy burden. Right? And I've said this, and I think our current president misunderstood what I meant. It leaves me feeling mildly nauseous to think, and I should have said nauseated, I know, but it leaves me feeling...
My dad used to always correct me, because
yeah,
nauseous means you make people nauseated.
Yeah, which I may anyway. But one of my daughters corrected me. But here's why I say that I've devoted my whole life to institutions of justice that want nothing to do with elections. The most powerful norm I've lived under is you take no action in the run-up to an election that might have an impact on the election. I believe in that to my core. My problem was I couldn't find a door labeled no action on October the 28th. I could see 2 actions, and they were both really bad. And so look, I feel sick to my stomach about it, but in an odd way, I don't feel responsible because I'm proud of the way we made the decisions. We thought about the right things. One of the things the IG confirmed for me is I didn't miss anything in terms of norms. There aren't any rules about this. We thought about it well, we argued about it, we debated it. I offered the leadership of the Department of Justice the chance to take the decision from me, and the response was, we think it's a bad idea, but it's his call. And so I think we made the decision in the right way, thinking about the right things, and I honestly wouldn't change it going back. And so there's peace in that, and I know it seems contradictory. There's peace in that, just the same time there's nausea about the fact that you had any involvement. If I could change time, you would never have heard of me, right? I don't want to be famous. I didn't want to be involved at all. This was a living nightmare. But I'm very proud of the way the leadership team around me made this decision.
You say you don't want to be famous, but you wrote in your book, I've long worried about my ego.
Sure.
And you've admitted you can be driven by ego. So you don't think any of this was driven by ego even a little bit?
I don't think so, although how well do any of us really know ourselves? That's true about me. I thought I was such hot stuff, as my mother used to say, especially when I was younger. I married an amazing person who has beaten that out of me in a lot of ways. But look, I do worry. Any leader should worry about that. It's the reason I put a team around me of people who will speak the truth to me. And so I don't think this decision was made for ego reasons. And one of the reasons I say that is I could see the future. I knew how bad this was going to be for me personally. The best thing for me personally would have been to do the normal thing in July and let Loretta Lynch announce this baby. And do the normal thing in October and say, well, we never comment, and let the institution take the hit. One of the things that annoys my amazing wife is she says, why are you stepping in front of the institutions and getting shot repeatedly? Because that's my job. I knew how bad this was going to be for me. So I've asked myself this a million times because I worry about myself. I really don't think these were driven by ego.